Yo, what's up, YouTube? So I got the exhaust on. It's gorgeous. I don't want to start it up right now. It's like 9 o'clock here, and in Michigan, and my neighbor next door has a baby, and the one across the street. This thing is extremely loud. But I took it on a test ride yesterday just to make sure everything was working properly. And when I got downtown to downtown Detroit, my bike, it was overheating. Well, it sent me a message saying that the bike was a little bit hot, but I could proceed on. I was still good to go. So I'm frustrated. So I'm not thinking correct. Well, I won't say correctly. I'm just frustrated. So I'm not thinking like I usually would be thinking, like what could be wrong with it, what could be making it overheat. I'm just like, should I cut it off? And I'm thinking if I cut it off, it may not cut back on. I'll be downtown. I have to call up a tow truck. So anyway, I rides it to a close buddy house, let it cool off, and just went on about my way. And it never overheated again. But let me show you why I was overheating. When I was changing the exhaust, this is another reason why you should probably take the radiator off. This was lodged in the fans. That is one of the fan blades. So I just pulled it out with my needle nose and my screwdriver and my handy dandy flashlight. I pulled it out without taking the fans off. Those needle nose. Okay, it's good to have all the tools around. But anyway, that's how I got the blade out. It was lodged in there so the fan wasn't working. So anyway, you know how when you go to sleep at night, you're thinking like, damn, what could be wrong? I got to thinking like, I didn't hear the fan. Because the fan you can hear it humming as loud as day. I'm like, I did not hear the fan. What could be wrong with the fan? So I checked the wiring. All the wiring is tidy and everything. And it turned out to be that blade. I broke it off and we got lodged in there. So what I'll be doing next is, of course, ordering me a new fan blades, because I don't know if that one blade will throw the balance off or whatnot. But yeah, I'm going to do a video just a little quick video on some things you can use to make this job a lot easier, because a lot of people I saw doing this job were really complaining about saying it's a tough job. It's really not that hard. You just need the right tools, and I got real creative and used some decent tools. You know what? I'm just gonna show y'all. Now, this right here, I never seen anybody use one of these to hold the exhaust up. This is what I use to I put that under the exhaust and I higher it and lowered it as I went, like getting the exhaust in to the motor. That thing made this job a lot easier. Let me show you another thing. Where is it? This thing is a lifesaver. Those springs everybody complain about, don't get the usual spring puller. Get this. This thing has a little bit of weight on it. It's almost like a pound. This thing it's so easy to get those springs onto the exhaust. It wasn't a problem at all. At all. You can get this from Harbor Freight. This thing was $8. Another thing, when you guys pull out the oil cooler and the radiator bracket, I hear a lot of people complain about that. That thing is easy to get off. When you take when you're moving loosening the radiator and the oil cooler, loosen the oil cooler first and then pull it down, and then do the bracket, and then do the radiator, and vice versa when you're putting it back on. Put the radiator on first, and then put the bracket in, and then put the oil cooler in. Because a lot of people they'll mount the oil cooler. Well, they'll mount the radiator first, then oil cooler, and then try to wiggle that bracket in there. Bruh, that's a headache. Don't do that. Again, put the radiator in first when you're reinstalling, then put that bracket in, and then put the cooler in. I'm telling you, it'll make the job 100% better. But yeah, definitely these things make this job easy. You can do this at home. Get you a jack like that, some little cardboard so you won't scratch up the exhaust. Get you one of these Harbor Freight, $8. And then, like I say, with the oil cooler and the radiator, do it in that sequence and it'll make the job easy as pie. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe my videos, and I'll be putting more videos up soon. And I'll do a cold start video pretty soon too, because like I said, I don't want to wake up my neighbors. This thing is loud. I mean, you could tell it had to gain, I'm thinking about at least 6 to 10 horsepower. I could feel it like right away. And it just wakes the bike up. It's like riding a different bike. I would always complain about this bike, even though I liked it anyway. I would complain about it. It just wasn't fun as the Gixxer, you know what I'm saying? Because the Gixxer has all that low end torque, and of course my Gixxer was loud. I just put a slip on that thing, and that's all it needed. It didn't need a whole exhaust. It still had the cat on it, and it was loud, and I could hear it, and it was fun to play with. But this thing right here is a totally different monster now that exhaust is on there. I mean, it just wakes the bike totally up. And my exhaust is it's stainless steel. It's turning gold. I only rode it maybe 20 miles downtown and back, and it's turning gold. I like the gold color. I didn't care about the titanium and the blue. I didn't like the blue because I'm a funny type guy. Because I don't like the welds on it, because the welds are a different color than the blue. I want all my exhaust to be the same color. You see my welds? I'm pretty sure the welds are stainless steel too. They're turning gold with the bike. I mean, with the pipes. With the titanium pipe, the welds, the pipe turns blue, but the welds stay silver. This is irritating me. It makes it look like a sloppy weld job to me. But that's just my personal opinion. Again, y'all, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, and stay tuned for more videos, and definitely a thumbs up. And I'll be doing a cold start on this thing soon, because you guys got to hear this thing. It's crazy. I'll get with y'all later.